Welcome to Drinking Bros Sports, brought to you by KillcliffCBD.com. Sit back, relax, and grab a fucking drink.
It's officially March when the madness arrives at MyBookie. Select winners from 63 tournament games and the My Bracket contest for a chance at $10,000 in cash prizes, and it's only a $1 entry. Sign up today at mybookie.ag and use the promo code DRINKINBROS to secure your deposit bonus up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Yeah! Welcome to Drinking Bros Sports College Basketball Bracket Prediction Show. I was lucky enough that these guys let me come and hang for the day because this is my favorite time of the year. Not only is it St. Patrick's Day today, but it's the college basketball tourney. I even like the play-in games, by the way. I'm a junkie like that.
They're not as dog shit as usual this year.
No, and I think, off air, you and I were talking about it maybe 3 weeks ago where our dreams came true of like, hey, man, what would happen if you put these tried and true schools into the game? Like, I can't believe they put Michigan State and UCLA. Yes. Seeing that is crazy, but it's also a nice wake-up call for everybody else of like, hey, man, college basketball is back. And if you think that you're going to ride off your name, you're not going to. We're going to put you in that play-in game, and everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to bet on it. And, like, now I'm amped. Because that first night, we've got Michigan State, we got UCLA.
Yeah. Michigan State, UCLA, which is two of the 5 or 6 most Final Four appearances. UCLA is the most by far. Like, I don't know if UCLA will ever be topped. But
shit, I have the wrong bracket.
You get the women's? You get the women's?
Got Richmond right now, currently. NIT. Richmond v. I believe they're playing Toledo right now.
Yeesh.
Yeah, they're catching right now. I think the live line's 8.
The Spiders, right?
Go
the Richmond Spiders. Yeah. I'm a big Spiders fan.
Yeah. Richmond was early season dark horse for
Well, to be fair,
they had all those grad transfers that came back.
Yeah.
And they massively failed this year. So shouts to our Spiders.
They're playing in the NIT. Did your team make it, by the way, before we start this? Did UCF make it into any one of these basketball things?
Didn't check CBI, so I'm not really sure. I can answer that 100% truthfully.
Okay.
I think there's a CIB as well. But yeah, no, I don't believe we did.
No. I feel like if you go to the CBI, you will get COVID. Like, it's just in the gift basket that they give the teams. Like, someone pops out and coughs in your face because the CBI is just such a dog shit tournament.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of the NCAA tournament where they're doing everything they can to stop you from getting COVID. CBI is just homeless people wandering through.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know where they play.
I don't either, man.
I know the NIT at least. The NIT, if you win the NIT, you're the 69th best team in the country. So that's something to, like, you can hang that banner.
Yeah.
It actually saved Shaka Smart's job last year.
Well, we're going to get into Shaka Smart this episode.
Yeah, boy, will
in a massive way, because I thought he would be out of a job this year, for real.
Yep.
Yeah.
No lie, like I thought this was his last year of like, all right, cool, man. The VCU shit was fun.
Cinderella.
But now
magical
you're
run.
at a big boy school, and either you got to make it happen or you're fucking out of here. The same way that Archie Miller was at Indiana. Because he's Gandhi now. And that was
the difference is that no one pays attention to Texas basketball, so that buys Shaka a little extra time. Whereas Archie Miller, that's like being the football coach at Tennessee.
Any UT fan right now here in Austin probably not going to talk about UT basketball until the Sweet 16. They're not even aware the tournament's happening right now.
You don't think so?
No,
I did see, literally, I have a ton of friends who went to UT because I've lived here for a decade, and I saw maybe 2 social media posts about them winning the Big 12 tournament.
Oh, God. So it's that bad?
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Are they playing? Are they down at the Irwin Center?
Yeah. Not for long. They're building a new facility, but
that
they
place
still play at the
sucks.
Drum.
All right.
That place sucks.
The biggest win the biggest win in that stadium, right?
What?
Me taking $20K off Post Malone.
Oh,
backstage.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
The biggest win in the history of that fucking stadium
Probably.
is there. But look, kids, if you're new to the group, new to Drinking Bros Sports, new to our Facebook page, every year we put up a bracket Top of the page, it is
Printed mine
pins. Boom.
Yeah.
There it is. This year, you win a signed Allen Iverson college jersey. Last year was Christian Laettner. I do want to point out the guy who won it last year had never even done a bracket in his life.
That's how it goes.
That's like the typical thing, right?
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I got a message from him afterwards. He goes, "Holy shit! I think I won." I was like, "Hey, you did, man! Congratulations!" He goes, "Never done this before. Just a huge fan."
Becky in HR made all of her picks off colors.
That's how it goes. My wife asked
Cool.
me, she was like, "Will you help me fill out the bracket?" And I was like, "Trust me, you're better off doing it yourself."
Yeah.
Like use your weird pregnant brain that doesn't know shit to just make picks.
Yeah, I would not be
And-
surprised if me and Rob finished dead last in this.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I-
Have your wife fill out the bracket.
I'm looking at mine from last year. I think I was 83rd last year. So we have a lot of people that enter. It's free, by the way, to enter. Just go to the Drinking Bros Sports on Facebook, and then it's at the top. And I believe you just put the code DB Sports in. Totally free to enter, and anyone literally has a shot. Wives, girlfriends, homeless, whoever has a shot at winning
Your dog.
the tournament this
Sure,
year.
have your fucking dog make
Do you-
picks.
yeah.
off,
Yeah.
like him going to a certain bowl between games. Just have two bowls, put the teams on each bowl, and then whatever your dog goes to, make that pick.
That's what they do for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the octopus or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
On Fallon, on Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you live near some sort of seafood market, go buy a live squid and just have it make the picks for you.
They are
Yeah.
aliens, so yeah.
They're
Yeah,
smart.
You're good to go on
They're
all
very smart.
facets on that. But today, look, I'll be giving my professional picks because there's money on the line. We gamble a lot on this. This past week, Jesus Christ. Again, if you're in Drinking Bro Sports, I hate to keep reiterating this in Facebook. I put my bets in there every single day, so you see what I'm betting on. I went hard on the conference tournaments last week. So before we get into the brackets, I rode Ohio State every fucking game, like live lines, everything. You and I were texting, Rob, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Yo, Ohio State's live line was like 8.5." I had it 8.5, 11.5,
Yeah.
6.5 to start with for the championship. Won all of those. I think it was close to 3,200. Every single game, I just ran the table with Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois. It was the other conferences that got me. Where I lost was in the ACC.
They were, the ACC, COVID won the ACC tournament title this year.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
dare you disrespect Josh Pastner like that?
Boy, that was a rough one, man. That ACC tournament was rough.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not even acknowledging the Pac-12 championship, are you?
No.
No.
I will never bet on the Trap 12. That's what we call it on the show. Basketball or football.
Pac-12 after dark.
Yes, it is too unknown, and
the
you will
best.
lose all of your money in
the
that.
best.
I didn't even know who won it.
Oregon State.
Maybe
The Beavers.
The Beavs.
Yes.
they got an
What
auto
are they,
bid.
12-12 or something like that?
They're like 17-12. They got the
Yeah.
auto bid. They had to win the tournament to get in. I believe it's Coop's pick to win the Natty. We did.
Yeah, I think that's one of the.
You got the
Yeah.
Beavs,
conclusions
dude?
we
Yeah,
came
on
to.
Monday we were he doesn't know anything about college basketball. And we just kind of threw it to him, and I believe we got to Oregon State win the national championship for him, at least in the final
Yeah,
four.
just because I'm an Oregon native.
They stole a game from USC this year. Otherwise, they have no wins against anyone better than, aside from the tournament, no wins against anyone better than 70th in the country.
I like how you say they stole a game from USC, as if USC is like a really
USC
good
is
school.
good this year.
Come
It's
on.
more that Oregon State's just so bad.
Come on.
We'll get to
on.
it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Riding my Trojans to the Sweet 16. We'll get to
I
it.
can't do it. I can't do any of their sports, man. I don't, no lie, I don't see a Pac-12 team being good at football or basketball for many years at this point.
Well, Oregon's done it, right?
Well,
Both
when?
in basketball and football.
But when did they win?
They were just in the Final Four not that long ago with Jordan Bell.
Yeah. But have they won?
No.
No.
I don't remember the last time a Pac-12 team
I
won a
think it
basketball
was
championship.
UCLA. I did a gig with
No,
fuck.
it's not. No, USC was the last team that won like a national championship for the Pac-12.
I think
So, like,
UCLA
like
won with
Reggie Bush.
Who was the layup? I did a fucking gig with him. This is going to be terrible. I should know his name. He went the length of the floor and put a layup in with 1/10 of a second on
Tyus
the clock.
Edney?
That's it. I did a gig with
It
Tyus
happened.
Edney.
It was against Missouri.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's one of our most famous, infamous. God damn it! I
Yeah.
can't believe it plays.
I did a gig with
as
him
soon as
and-
he started saying that, I was like, he can't mean.
It is. It was Tyus Edney.
Yeah, it was fucking Tyus. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, great guy, by the way.
I thought you were talking like, no, Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook never won.
No,
the last
no.
the last Pac-12 team to win a basketball championship was Arizona in 1997.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Damn. I low-key remember that Arizona team, right?
I thought
fun team.
UCLA had one before. They didn't, huh?
Yeah, they
Well-
made the Final Four with Love and shit. But that was
UCLA
right.
won it in like,
Well, look,
60s and 70s.
exactly.
and-
Like Bill Walton and those guys, but like, I thought the Tyus Edney team won one, but I guess not, man.
Well, that would have been before. Tyson, he was like 94.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Here's what happens, Bob, when you're super young like myself. I don't remember. You know, I've got a baby mind, and I just don't remember those tourneys. But yeah, God damn, dude, I did that thing with Tyus Edney. I think it was
So
10 years ago.
They did make the Final Four that year, and they made back-to-back Final Fours in 07 and 08. They won it that year. They won it the Tyus Edney year. Okay,
There we go.
yeah,
Shit.
but that was 95, so that's 2 years before Arizona did.
Still,
All right.
I mean, Pac-12 is
least-
almost in as big of or it's a bigger drought, but like the Big Ten's almost as bad. Big Ten hasn't won a natty since Michigan State.
Yeah, I was going to say Michigan State is always in there. Look, you know what's weird about
Was that 01?
the Big Ten is
Yeah, I think so.
2000?
Yeah. With the Big Ten in particular, they always have great schools that are in the mix, but they haven't won in a while. Michigan State was the last one, right?
Michigan
win it
State.
It
all.
was Mateen Cleaves and those guys.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
Illinois played for one in 95 or in 2005.
Yep.
They
Against
lost to
North Carolina.
Roy Williams, first Carolina champion. That was the year before Tyler Hansborough. Actually,
That was like D. Brown.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I
G-
feel
and
like
Deron Williams.
Wisconsin, Ohio State, Michigan is always hanging around there. Like Michigan State.
Michigan lost
Burke.
a championship to Louisville recently. Yeah, very recently.
So
Well,
I
actually,
feel like
no.
all those
Louisville
guys are
didn't
always
win.
hanging around.
Louisville never won a national championship.
That's
What are
true.
you talking about?
Yeah, there was no national champion that year.
That tattoo on Patino was a lie. There was no banner.
They take it away.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
got taken away.
All right.
FBI.
You know I want to give shout out to him today, obviously, right?
Oh yeah,
Well,
Ricky.
he's
Iona.
he's in the tournament.
Iona. I'm going to give him the first game just because he's Rick Pitino.
Well, what are the odds he takes a job before the game, like another job? Indiana's open.
No, that's not the type of job
we were
he's getting.
We were talking about this on Monday. What if he takes his son's job?
You know,
Minnesota's open.
I would, if I were him, right? Because I think at this point in his life, it's about hatred. I really do. And I believe a guy like that who just did not stop coaching is, I mean, that motherfucker went overseas. It's like
Talk about
Eastern Bloc shit.
perspective. You go to Greece.
Yeah.
Some of your players are getting like shot at.
Yep.
While mid-game, referees, just kind of, there's some back alley deals going on.
Totally. But if you do that, you were a diehard junkie coach who is not concerned about the rest of the world. And for him, if you're going to do that shit, right, it is clearly to get another job elsewhere. And the best one on the table is Indiana right now. And I think that would fuck over Louisville and Kentucky. And you'd be able to steal recruits. And that would be a massive school to do it at.
He is also very. I learned this the other day. It wasn't a full-on admittance, but so he coaches Iona currently, and Iona catches Alabama in the first round.
Yep.
As a 15-2 matchup. He was saying the other day, they're like, "How familiar are you with Alabama?" So apparently, Rick Pitino is just like pissed off that he broke up with like his gorgeous like high school girlfriend because he's like, "I'm really familiar with Alabama because I watch Kentucky games all the time." So he's still years later creeping on his first like major.
I love shit like that.
Yeah.
I do. I love the shit that just is inside of you. You can't stop it. That's the way Saban is down in Alabama.
Yeah.
Where it's just, hey man, I'm gonna eat the same food every day. I don't even care about the title. I bet you every championship he wins at Alabama, he never goes home and has sex with his wife. I bet it's just fucking hatred. Or he puts a DiGiorno in and he's just like, fuck.
Well,
we
he
should have
eats
won by 50.
He
you
eats
know?
his own cream pies, yeah.
Yes. One would think, right?
Get
That's
your mind
his-
out of the gutter. He's eating, oatmeal cream pies.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Satisfaction is for your deathbed.
It is. And I think the rest of it is like hatred, just pure hatred.
Yep.
And that's what makes great coaches. That's what makes great teams. Therefore,
And
I got Michigan State
I mean-
rolling through the first two rounds, you know?
Rick Pitino got a raw deal. He didn't know.
Do you think you didn't know?
He knew less than he pretty much got thrown under the bus. He did. He did. Like it's pretty much been proven that Rick Pitino got a raw deal.
I don't know. God, when you look at Patino, he looks like Cuomo, where it's like, I don't think they,
Right. But so
they
Indiana-
towed the line, but I don't know if they really crossed the line. where it's
Indiana
like-
doesn't really suit him. I see him more in the Northeast.
I
And you know what's a
agree.
gig that's open right
I
now
agree.
that he could bring back to prominence?
Yep.
Boston College.
BC would be a great one. Any of those schools. I mean, look,
Just lower expectation. I think he's old enough now too, where he like wants to go somewhere where he can win, but doesn't want the bullshit of Indiana. Because like I said, Indiana's
St.
like
John's would be a good spot. I don't know who their coach is.
it's currently
but-
Mike Anderson,
Okay.
who they just won the regular season title, but they didn't make the
tourney?
NCAA tournament anyway. But Anderson, I think, is probably safe for a year or two. He would be good at St. John's though.
Because St. John's plays in the Garden. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
man, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
get old school New York, slick back hair, and let's take it back to the Garden. And that would be a match made in heaven, I think. But if he's safe for a couple of years, then,
Yeah. They would, I mean, they would probably kick him out tomorrow for Rick Pitino, though.
I think so too. I just don't see him staying at Iona,
Yeah.
especially if they win a couple in this tournament. So I don't think he's going to leave before the tourney, but I think if he's able to knock off Alabama, he is fucking gone from there. So we'll see. Either way, these playing games have been fun. The conference tourneys were a blast. Not a lot of shock for me out of these tourneys. Big Ten, Illinois, I thought was the best team in the Big Ten this year. You guys disagree?
No.
Not at this point. I
We're pretty early on Illinois, and then we kind of got sour on them because obviously they went through a rut mid-season. But yeah,
Well, there was something you said.
they're starting to hit their stride.
Yeah, there was something you said a couple months ago that stuck, where you were like, they don't have that killer instinct, which is true. Because that championship game against Ohio State, they were up by 18 points. They could have rocked them if they wanted to. They just didn't.
They let
don't?
people back in.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
they
always
let
do.
people back in games, and it could hurt in the tourney. We'll see, but they were still the best team in the Big Ten, especially with Livers out for Michigan. So
And they got grown-ass
And Livers
men.
is gone for the rest of the year, by the way.
he's out.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
done.
I saw him in a walking boot.
That's kind of why
It's
I
confirmed?
don't have Michigan going that far, really,
Okay.
for a one seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. ACC-wise, I watched the entire ACC tourney, gave some ticks to a buddy of mine. Tickets are available on drinkingbrostickets.com. Carolina looks surprisingly sexy, like they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's
and they
a
were
dangerous matchup for Baylor in the second round.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
before. I have no faith in Wisconsin
No,
to win the
zero.
game. And by the way, Carolina is a dog in that game, I think.
Because analytically, I think Wisconsin's really good, but they don't win games.
Wisconsin is really good analytically, but also the analytics, I can't find a place that does this well. So like in baseball, on Fangraphs, for example, you can like narrow down the dates, but on the best, so you can just be like, what are they doing the last 5 weeks? But
Yeah.
on the Ken Palm site and all that type of shit, it's way harder to do that. So Wisconsin has a better body of work, but I guarantee if you toss out, or if you just do the last month and a half, Carolina is as good, if not better, because Wisconsin's actually lost.
And it's also still Carolina. They have athletes.
They got dudes.
They got dudes.
Well, here's who this team reminds me of is these last few years at Kentucky, where so much talent didn't really figure it out until as it got closer to the tourney, and then they started beating people, and you're like, oh shit, they can win it all.
Remember that
Blue blood
Kentucky
Cinderella.
Yes.
That Kentucky team that was an 8 seed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Made
dude.
a pretty
Made
good
the
run.
final.
Yeah.
It's kind of who that team reminds me of. Obviously, we'll get to that. Any other big conferences? I know. Look, I know Virginia was out in the ACC. I know Kansas was out.
Yep.
Big 12. Texas, you're high on.
I just like value. You know this.
I'm
a
do know
sucker
this,
for
but-
value. I took Texas to win the Natty at 42-1, and you know what? I'm just gonna ride it. Fuck it. I have Texas win the whole thing.
It's not the worst pick.
I
I
don't care.
like
don't
how
care.
befall we get to the bracket, you go all in on Texas.
Yeah,
and you're
we'll
like,
get
hey,
we'll
man.
go game by game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah,
course.
fuck it. Texas winning it all.
That's a crazy one to me. I haven't heard one single person pick Texas. Is it just because we live here, or you believe in
You won't
Texas?
hear about Texas here, that's for
partially.
sure.
No, I like their team. I do like their team. They're starting to come together, and you got Jericho Sims coming off. Just like he's just starting to like find himself to the point where it's like John Rothstein said this, but he's like it's kind of similar to Jordan Bell at Oregon. Like when he just went on like a deep tournament run and
Yeah.
he made a name for himself and became an NBA prospect. Same thing with Jericho with Texas. Kind of similar vibes.
And Texas also has 3 really good guards.
Yes,
And,
yes, they do.
and they play the 3 of them at the same time a lot of times. Andrew Jones and Corey or
Matt Coleman, Kai
Ramey.
Jones, Greg Brown, Andrew Jones, Courtney Ramey.
Yeah,
Courtney
look,
Ramey,
they've got some depth on there. I've got them going pretty far in the tourney. Pac-12. Anybody impressed you out of the Pac-12? I was unimpressed by the Pac-12.
Oregon's the only team I watch where I'm like, they've got dudes.
Oregon,
Like,
the
they're
media
impressive.
loves Oregon.
They're impressive physically.
And they, you know what? I said this, and I have no consistency with my takes. But winning your conference tournament, even though I have Texas winning the Natty, and they just won the Big 12 tournament, I think it's actually a detriment to win your conference tournament.
It might be. And, that was my thought with Ohio State because, I mean, look, they played 2 overtime games in 4 days, right? You're exhausted. Liddell looked like shit for us. I've never seen that kid play that bad. He looked exhausted at 22 years old, although he looks like he's 38. I'm with you. I think you want to exit 1 or 2 games before and then get out of there.
You don't want to get bounced immediately, but you win a few games,
Yeah.
you get a little momentum, and then
Yeah.
don't win a conference. Unless you're Texas, and then you win the Natty.
Right. The biggest unknown for me is Gonzaga, right? So looking at that tourney, I don't know any of those schools. We're playing Pepperdine these days and all that other stuff.
BYU's legit.
BYU, so they were down at half.
Yeah.
You hit me up and told me to hammer the live line, which I did.
BYU got a raw deal. They're 60, but they're going to catch that winner of that blue blood playing game.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they are, and they're going to get smoked.
Yes, they
I have
are.
BYU out in that first
immediately,
round.
yeah. Because for whatever reason, that 11, that playing game, they always advance a few rounds, right?
Well, it helps to
Syracuse
warm up and
is
play.
usually in it.
And you're
Syracuse is
in the
always
same
in it.
place.
Yeah.
Before, that play-in game was in a different city. Then you would have fly to the city that you were actually going to and then play that game. So usually maybe they were a little tired or whatever. Not this year. You're all in Indianapolis. You're taking a bus down the street, and that's it. That really benefits I think it's a Michigan State's LSU.
No, it's Michigan State.
UCLA.
UCLA,
Yes. And I'm going to take Michigan State in that one, and then Michigan State beating BYU. What do we get? We get sponsors on this show who
We
pay
do.
for this.
We got a couple.
Who do we got
fun
first before we get to the brackets?
Yeah, let's get a little fun and flavor.
By the
with
way,
our
if you're at
sponsors.
home and you're going to steal my bracket picks, don't be a dick. I'm trying to help you win money. That's why I'm doing this. So I want you to win money. I don't want you throwing money out the window here. Is it mybookie.com? Is that who we got?
We
on
got
the
some-
17th?
My bookie. Yeah.
Yeah. Love mybookie.com. All of my bets are on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinking Bros will half your deposit. So if you put in $1,000, you'll get $500 back. You'll wake up with $1,500 in your accounts. All these spreads, everything that I post on Drinking Bros Sports is for mybookie.com. That is our gambling sponsor. There is a lot of them out there. A lot of people gambling. However, they do not have access to exact games like this. You have to do fantasy in some states. They'll ask for your location and other shit. They don't do that on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinking Bros will get you half your deposit back, and we're going hard on March Madness. So go there now because, Jesus Christ, you might see me lay 30 bets the first weekend. Like I'm just looking at it like it's going to be in that neighborhood.
This is the
bet
best.
every game.
This is the best weekend of the year to do parlays.
Yes. Oh yeah. Fuck. Especially with the unders and everything. Like, dude,
I'm not a big under guy during the tournament.
really?
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do, right? You got to bet every game individually to the point where you're sweating out, last second shots and just it's rapid fire. And eventually you just break even and then you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the reason I'm not a big under guy for the tournament is because they will be fouling to the last second.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they will. But can some of these smaller schools put up the points is what some of these games are like 100 to 50, 100 to 52,
Yeah,
100
the
to 50.
16 and 1 ones usually are, but anything else, like I really like they'll be what's a defensive matchup I saw that was fuck. I mean, even damn.
That's called show prep right there.
Rutgers Clemson, like 125.5 on that one. I mean,
Yeesh, that's a 63 to 63
I am
game.
not watching that game.
no, I'm not watching that game, but like, dude, they're gonna score more than that because they're gonna value the ball a little more.
Rutgers might score more than that.
Yeah, and they're going to foul at the end of the game if it's close.
Right.
There's no like, fuck it, we're tired. It's fine, we can drop a game anymore.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
to stay in it to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
there will be fouling.
Hopefully Ron Harper Jr. goes off, but yeah, that game sucks.
That game sucks. I was unaware that Clemson made the tournament.
It's gross.
It's a gross game
It's
to
the
watch.
grossest game of the first round.
Rutgers
so.
is the grossest team in the Big Ten, and I don't want to watch them in football or basketball.
Dirty jersey. I
None
kind
of it's the worst.
of like them in football now with Shiano.
I can't.
Just taking out guys' knees
Yeah,
when they try
he
to.
didn't give a fuck. Back alley deals,
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's bags full of shit. Speaking of bags, next up we got brewbag.com/drinking bros. This is it, kids. We got our own cornhole game going on, and it's got 6 slots on it. So you can also treat it as beer pong, and you're just throwing bean bags in it, which is great. It's brubag.com/drinking bros. It's our own custom-made boards. Get them before they sell out because they only made a limited number. So go there, get them, live it, love it, join it. Go to brewbag.com/drinking bros on that one. Last but not least, we got killcliffcbd.com. This is promo code Drinking Bros. You get 30% off 4 amazing flavors, 5 with Joe Rogan's new flavor there. The pineapple and jalapeno is amazing. It's the Flaming Joe. 30% off and free shipping there. 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. You will not piss hot. So if you're a member of the military or a first responder and you got to take a drug test, don't worry about it. You won't piss hot. There is no THC in any of this shit, and it is the very best mixer on the planet with vodka. I can promise you that. I will be having numerous Killcliff CBDs and vodkas this weekend. Go to killcliffcbd.com. Use the promo code Drinking Bros for 30% off and free shipping. All right, kids. If you haven't signed up, sign up. You got 36 hours to win the signed Allen Iverson jersey from Georgetown. And it is at the top. I'm looking right now. It's pinned to the top of Drinking Bros sports page. And Facebook, it is free to join. You can bet with us or against us. I'm actually going to give away all of my picks on this show. You're a shit
too.
bag if you double down.
Got it right here.
Got them all.
You're good to go.
Ready to fucking go.
Got that piece of paper.
There's still a couple that I'm
feels
like
so good.
that I'm like shaky fingered on that I might change at the very last minute. But
No,
I'm probably like
own-
95% locked
Own
in.
your fucking take, Rob.
Own it. Own it. Let's start in the West. All right.
do it.
Gonzaga
Yeah,
versus.
just write it in. Drexel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The winner of North State, App State. So obviously it's Appalachian.
Oh, they're not playing Drexel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Illinois playing Drex.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Either way.
Who is North State?
Norfolk State.
There it is.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's in Virginia. It's in Norfolk, Virginia.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Man.
And they are the lowest moment of my school's basketball history.
What happened?
2012.
Okay.
Maybe the best basketball team Mizzou's had. Definitely this century, maybe ever.
Who is your superstar?
Marcus Denman and Phil Pressey were the two. So then they were like college superstars. They weren't like
okay.
NBA guys. Kim English was the one who had the longest look in the NBA.
Not the most exciting team, though, for you lately. You were all aboard the Michael Porter Jr. train.
Oh,
This
that's
team
right,
actually,
that's right.
This team actually was the most exciting team. Number 1 offense in the country that year. Anyway, we were a 2 seed. We had just won the Big 12 tournament, to Dan's point.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, blew the doors off of everyone in the Big 12 tournament. Double-digit wins the whole way through. And we lost to the 15-seeded Norfolk State
It happens.
in the first round.
Who is their mascot?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They did have an NBA player on their team, it turned out, but fuck, it doesn't matter. Like,
all right,
it was
let's
pathetic.
go ahead and
Hang on.
pencil in Gonzaga, and
Hang
then
on.
we'll continue.
What size are you, Fake Tim?
I'm a large.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you can find a Norfolk State jersey, send it in to 1834 East Old Torf Street, Suite 200, Austin, Texas. And Dan will wear that during the show because I think Mizzou might go 1 or 2 rounds in this thing.
No, I
Well,
actually
they
want to
were-
get to that game
Yeah,
next.
that game is very,
So I'd
very
like
All
to-
right, that's up next.
I would like to continue to dance on Mizzou's grave.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Why not?
Oklahoma,
Why not?
Mizzou. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma here.
I have Oklahoma as well in this
This is
game.
a spite pick. I
Yes.
don't care. Yeah.
Was it really?
Nah, I don't.
Which is fucked up because you're like, oh, I picked Florida because of our other co-host on Softcore History.
I
He went
like
to Florida.
Jake. Yeah.
He likes Jake. He doesn't
I don't
like
like
me,
Rob.
so
No.
it's fine. He's just mad that UCF isn't even in the tournament.
I never expect them to be in the tournament.
So I was going with Mizzou anyway, obviously, because just I don't like to hedge.
This is more.
I don't like to be like, well, I'm okay with, like, I'm gonna go all in on my team.
This is a revenge spot for me personally, because I know we'll get to it. You hate Villanova. That's my
Yes.
team I grew up loving.
Sure.
Obviously from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a spite pick. I go with Oklahoma every time.
There's
Now,
a
there wa-
lot of fucking colleges in Philadelphia, though. You could have gone Temple. You could have gone.
Well,
Well,
Nova's-
I could have gone Drexel,
Drexel,
over
yeah.
Illinois,
Yeah.
but no.
Nova's
Yeah.
the way to go.
Go Dragons.
There is a huge piece of news that just came out
Okay.
of this game, though. Oklahoma's second leading scorer, Devion Harmon, out with COVID.
Don't care.
Oh shit! So he's not playing this game.
No, and he flew with the team up to Indy, and so they're currently right now they're shoving shit up all their noses.
I will change my pick. Actually, I will go with Missouri then.
Well, there is one more thing to note: Oklahoma is 5-2 this season in games where key personnel has been out of the lineup.
Don't care.
Yep,
I'm
well,
gonna-
if they-
I think Mizzou is decent enough without the second leading scorer. I'm going to change this right now.
You know what's funny?
This is live.
Here's the
about
thing
this
too:
game?
if Oklahoma actually gets replaced because of COVID, if they put in the Billikens, St. Louis, Ole Miss, I don't care. Whoever that team is in against
Philly.
Mizzou, I'm gonna take that.
You're
Philly
gonna
team.
take that
Yeah,
team.
Well,
yeah.
Ole Miss actually owns us, so if it's Ole Miss, I would pick Ole Miss.
I wonder if the line has changed. Are they up on mybookie.com?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
All
see
right.
if the line's changed. Yes, Missouri was. Well, I don't know if this could have been from betting though. Missouri was 2-point dog. Now they're a 1-point dog. So I don't know if it's really actually changed from that news at all.
If you can get this right now, if this just came out, because we do this shit all the time. Like,
Yeah.
that's great. I'll take Missouri with this one. I'll ride with that. I'm going to change this pick.
What I
actually.
mean, and they really we're not even sure if Oklahoma plays, and they might not be practicing or anything right now. They're
Okay.
probably not practicing or anything right now.
Right.
They're probably going to miss practices because I don't know. It's a
Fresh legs.
Yeah.
fresh
legs.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a weird situation. And it could be a thing where they get replaced, and
Wow.
because they will do anything, especially when you're that close to Gonzaga in the bracket.
Yeah.
Like if this was, UCLA wins and they're playing BYU or something, like I don't know how much they're going to care. But,
Sure.
But
Yeah.
for this, I don't know.
That's a huge story that nobody is really talking
it
about.
broke an
Wait,
hour or two
Rothstein
ago.
broke
Wow.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rothstein breaks everything.
Well, he's the only person in the bubble
Yeah.
right now.
But
Really.
yeah, I have Missouri. Funny story about this game. Both of these teams were ranked in the top 10 at one point this season, and now they're sitting on the 8-9 line, seed wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both real cold, real shitty going into the end of the year. Like they're both under 500 in their last like 6 or 7 games. It's two cold teams run into each other. I just
Well, 2 negatives equals a positive.
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I think
It does.
Missouri's going to win this game. Obviously, I'm wearing a fucking Mizzou jersey, but
So I've switched my pick to Missouri. I'm going to go with you on that. That would put Gonzaga versus Missouri second round. I have Gonzaga in that round.
oh yeah.
Gonzaga moves
Okay.
on.
The main reason I want Missouri to win is not even because I went to that school and I just like want the pride. I just want to see what happens against Gonzaga.
Sure.
Like I just want to see like what kind of murder it is.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be as bad as you think. My whole shit with Gonzaga has been the same, and we've talked about this off air, but when you go a half a season without playing anybody, because they look fucking bored, they didn't cover any of these spreads at the end of the year, and they were down at half to BYU. I think it will catch up to you, not in these first couple games, but I think as you get deeper into the tourney,
They have a cakewalk.
yes, they do. And they do. I've still got Gonzaga going.
They've beaten all these teams. Look, they beat Iowa.
Yep.
They beat Kansas.
Yep.
Kansas might not even play. They have COVID.
Kansas and Virginia both have COVID. I mean, we're going to get into
They already
this.
beat
Yeah.
Virginia. They've beaten every team like
And they
in
beat
the
Iowa.
bracket.
Well,
but then you could say
in their
it's-
own bracket, yeah. But once you get out of
Right.
that, then it gets
Yeah.
tough.
You could say it's hard to beat a team twice.
It is. It really is for real. Like, hey, Ohio State beat Michigan. Same thing, man.
So maybe it's the hardest
I
bracket.
think Michigan was a more talented team than Ohio State. But
Well, they
that was
were.
the second. They are.
They're not anymore.
Well, but it was the second time they played him, and it was like, hey, man, it's hard to win 2 in a row here.
Oh, yeah.
Next up is Creighton UCSB.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Who you got?
Santa Barbara, baby.
I have Creighton in this. I took a long fucking look at it, and at the end of the day, I liked. There was
Best player on the court, Shaquori McLaughlin. He plays for Santa Barbara. I'm taking talent.
Any
Creighton's
relation?
spiraling right now because their coach dropped the P word.
said
What's the
everyone's
P
got to
word?
stay on the plantation.
So team's kind of turning on them right now. Yeah, give me the team that having racial tension in their locker room.
Yeah.
Creighton is scary for the upset because they don't shoot free throws well, and they don't get to the line, and they don't get offensive boards. But they shoot threes pretty fucking lights out, and they have one of the best 2-point percentages in the country. And UC Santa Barbara is pretty mediocre defense. And, we knocked Gonzaga for not playing in a legit conference. Not only does UC Santa Barbara obviously not play in a legit conference, they're one of these teams that only played
obviously?
5 teams all year.
Yep.
Like, they only played half their conference even. They were only playing Pepperdine, Cal State, Fullerton,
That's
UC
fine.
San Diego, blah, blah,
Like
blah.
I said, I'm not consistent with my takes.
Yes. Yeah.
Colgate only played 4 teams. Fuck Colgate, but yeah, I'm all aboard Santa Barbara. I believe this is one of Cooper's Final Four teams, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, we threw it to him. I believe Santa Barbara's in the Final Four for him.
You got UC Santa Barbara in there?
Yeah, some of my fondest memories as a teenager is getting drunk with students from UCSB at Isla Vista.
How old were you and how old were they?
I was probably 16 to 17 years old, and they were between the ages of 18 and
There you
22
go.
and
I was going to
23.
switch that. I thought you'd say you were 35 and they were 16, but I'm glad to hear it.
No,
Oh,
I
it's when a
moved out
boy
too
became a
soon.
man.
Glad to hear it. Reed White says, I'm impressed by Dan's beard. It's looking strong.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm letting it go.
Congratulations on that. I am going to go with
worked hard.
Creighton in this one as well. This one was tearing my asshole apart. Look, there's always a 12-5 upset. I've seen Creighton play about 4 games this year. One was really, really shitty in the conference championship.
Well, that's the last impression you
My
have of
God,
them.
man.
Yeah.
I had to. It took everything out of me to get that game out of my mind and actually pick them in my bracket, but I do have Creighton.
But they lost to Georgetown, who was a 12 seed.
Correct.
So you could say they already lost to a 12 seed.
But
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing was already pissed off about the Madison Square Garden shit. He
being
was playing
denied,
in
like,
Madison.
hey, that's me up in the banner.
Yep.
Can you let
Yeah.
me in,
Do you
please?
not recognize me? We already talked about this, how it doesn't make sense because, like, I
He's
understand
7 feet tall?
Yeah, I understand declining, like, maybe Mark Jackson, but because he's 6'1". But yeah, I don't know how Patrick Ewing is a problem.
I don't either, man.
I do think UC Santa Barbara covers. Line is 7.5, and Creighton. The biggest thing that I'm scared about with Creighton is I watched them play at Kansas earlier this year, which was probably the biggest game of one of the 2-3 biggest games of their season. And they got kind of scared down the stretch.
Yeah.
They got a little tight down the stretch. Maybe they got over that. It's early in the season. But UC Santa Barbara gets a lot of offensive boards and everything. I don't know. I like Marcus Zagorowski. I just like sexy guards like that. That could be a pick I puss out on and change, though.
No, I'm going to hang tough with Creighton here. I'm going to shake that last game out of my mind, and I think they beat UC Santa Barbara and move on.
I have
the
Santa
next
Barbara.
game though I have a massive upset here. Virginia,
Same.
Ohio.
Same.
I've got Ohio. Do you guys?
Yep.
I have Ohio going to the Sweet 16.
I do as well, actually. I do as well. Look, Virginia's coming off the COVID thing. Now, all right, so you want to talk about personal hatred? Virginia is one of those schools that I personally hate. I hate their style of basketball. I hate the way they play. I refuse to acknowledge their national championship, all of it.
Well,
I don't like that
two-time
style of
defending
play.
national champion, actually.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Technically, they're 2 years in a row
Right,
national champs.
right. Either way,
Although some people say Kansas won the Natty last year.
I hate a 60 to 58
No one
game.
says that.
Well, if you go by the Washington Post, Ohio State won it last year, but whatever.
Oh, that's when they did the simulation, right?
Yeah, 4,000
Okay,
games or
congrats
whatever.
on your
if,
Natty.
if Amazon's running a simulation, it's probably pretty good. You know?
Probably it's Bezos is probably
Yeah.
really accurate. By the way, who fucking married Mackenzie?
A teacher.
Best move of his life. I would
my
not
God,
never
yeah.
have pulled out and held on. That guy is
Yeah.
he should be the fucking hero of the goddamn
It's
tournament.
Times Person of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Instead, we got fucking Elliot Page on there. Put that guy on there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That
He
guy
got
is-
53 billion.
That guy, it's a lot harder to transition into a billionaire.
Yes. Than it is to transition into a dude.
Yeah.
Does he still work, do you think?
He probably will for a couple more years to be like, no, I love my job, and then he'll just be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You got to like make it look legit.
The foundation has taken too much of my time. I'm sorry. I've got to leave the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I've got Gonzaga versus Ohio.
In the Sweet 16, yeah. And then Gonzaga
in the
moved on,
West.
obviously.
Yeah, I have Gonzaga Creighton. Either doesn't matter. Gonzaga is going to.
Oh, so you have Creighton beating Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I think if Creighton wins that first game, they'll be all right. But UC
Oh,
Santa
so we
Barbara,
all have Ohio beating Virginia.
Yes,
Yes.
we all
Okay.
three of us do.
Yeah.
UC Santa Barbara is
That's
a
concerning.
worse-
That's pretty much go ahead and take Virginia because Ohio, like we just gave you.
What's the spread?
We just fucking mushed
What's
it.
the spread for Ohio there? Because I want to go in now. This is a game that I want to get early. If everybody's taking
Oh,
this
dude,
shit.
it's been hammered down so hard.
Has it really?
Yeah,
It's,
everyone
7.
and their mothers on Ohio right now.
7 is the line.
I think it opened
7?
at like 12 or 11.
But don't
so-
you guys feel like there's
KenPom-
certain years where everybody's got that one upset and then it just fucking
It
happens
happens,
because
yeah.
they
Yeah.
will it
You
into
will it, yeah.
existence?
No.
Well, I think
line
that's
is 7.
Winthrop
The,
Villanova, which we'll talk about later. But
I got Winthrop as well.
Of course.
The Ken Palm line is 7, so that's about. It didn't change that much.
Okay.
So and then the actual betting line is
the
7.
actual line opened at 12. I'm telling you.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, no wonder everyone hammered it. It's 5 points off.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I'm gonna bet that
But
now.
yeah,
I'm gonna take that now before that goes down.
Next up, Kansas Eastern Washington.
You can go. You're not going
Whoa,
USC.
whoa.
Not going USC?
Well, USC is playing the game underneath.
They are playing the game underneath.
Not on my bracket.
Do you have Eastern Washington beating
No,
Kansas?
no, sure don't. I have
Okay, good.
Kansas.
Me too.
But I do have USC and then whatever the 11. That 11 playing game?
Wichita State versus Drake.
Don't care about that game.
Six.
USC advances, so I got Kansas, USC in the round of 32, and I got USC beating Kansas, so I have USC in the Sweet 16.
I do not. I have the winner of the Wichita State, which I think it is going to be Wichita State, by the way.
Probably. Yeah.
Beating USC.
Actually,
and then playing Kansas in that next round.
I don't care about that game. USC wins that game regardless.
I have USC versus Kansas as well.
Okay.
Do you
and
remember-
I have Kansas beating USC.
Do you remember that gap-toothed bitch that coached Florida Gulf Coast?
Yes.
Andy Enfield?
Yep.
He's now the coach of USC.
He's not going to win. Wichita
Got a lottery
State, man,
pick.
is that tourney team. And, first time out there. I don't believe in any of the Pac-12 teams.
Well, they just got
At
rid
all.
of their coach got fired this year.
Yeah, well, they should.
Mid-year.
Who's it?
Wichita State.
Yeah, but that was for some fucked up shit.
Yeah, he was
that was,
abusive. He was an
yeah.
What did he
abusive
say?
coach.
He was just mean.
He was just a mean coach.
He might have hit kids. I can't
I
remember.
think he did hit
Christ.
kids.
Are we firing people for being mean?
Yeah.
Well, if you're
that
hitting
real?
kids, that's fine. Like, fire him for that. But yeah, I
don't
don't know if
even
it
care
was.
if you're hitting kids,
I don't
man.
know if it was a Mark Mangino firing or a Mike Leach fire.
Who was the guy at Rutgers that was like chucking balls at
Oh,
kids
yeah,
while
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like intentionally trying to injure his
You
players?
know, I interviewed Bobby Knight. So Bobby Knight was on
Right,
Hidden Bros.
right.
And I told him privately off air. I said, I thought you were justified in that. And
For the choke?
He just laughed.
Okay.
Because he goes, like he was a fucking asshole.
Mike Rice.
Yeah, Mike Rice, of
guy.
course. Yeah,
So,
who could forget Mike Rice?
Him and I have similar views on life where it's like, hey, man, just don't be a fucking cocksucker. Like, because let's face it, if anybody deserved to be choked, it was probably Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas loves him.
I know.
Like-
Everybody who is good loves Bobby Knight. It was the people that were shitty that
Yeah.
hate Bobby Knight. So, fuck you. You just weren't good enough to play D1 basketball. Like, get off the goddamn lawn. I don't, like, fuck that kid. He deserved to be choked. I don't care. I'll say that out loud.
It's a generational thing. I hated every hard-ass basketball coach I had.
Dude, but behind the scenes, and I've had a few drinks and I just got off a long flight. But behind the scenes, a lot of people told me Urban Meyer would just be like, fuck you. You're worthless. You suck or whatever.
Oh, I'm
when I
fine.
heard those stories, I was like, oh, are you hoping I'll tell these on air? Because I won't, because I love it. And I think that should happen in every fucking school. And that's what breeds champions. And whenever I hear the bullshit of like, oh, well, they don't get quarterbacks or NFL. I don't give a baker's fuck. I'm watching college basketball or college football. I don't give a shit what they do in the pros. Win a goddamn title in college, that's all I give a shit about.
Or what
Bobby
they
Knight,
do in
Urban
a-
Meyer, all these guys. That's all I give a
Yeah,
shit
Or
about.
what they do in a quarry in the middle of the night with a handgun.
Yes.
I just remember I had an 8th grade coach that he would play against us like in practice and scrimmage, and anytime you showed him up, he got pissed and he made us
That's the way it
run.
should be.
And if you show up your coach just because I made a move on you and I'm like 13 years old, you shouldn't be. You should be proud of me. You shouldn't
No.
make me run sprints.
My fucking dad didn't let me win a game until I was big enough to do it and actually great. And I was a fucking great athlete, right? But I didn't beat him until like 15. And then afterwards, after I finally and it was a destruction, right? It was like a no doubter. It wasn't like, oh, I beat you by 1 point in the driveway. Beat him like 15-2, right? And I was like, fuck you. And he goes, no, fuck you, dude. That's why you're great, is because you were playing against a grown man all of these years, and now congratulations, you dominated the world, right?
true.
That's the shit that I love.
Ever since I
Your
found
son
out,
just walked in.
I know my
feel
6-year-old
like
son walked in the background.
that was
ever since I
perfect.
found out that my wife was having a boy, I've been dragging her out into the backyard and destroying her at wiffle ball just to teach the child that's
Yes.
in her womb.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't
it's a
talk shit
boy.
to her. I mean, I make her play, but then I walk right up to that stomach and
It's
I'm
a
like,
boy, right?
You little fucking piece of shit. Yeah, it's a boy.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
way they're gonna learn for real. If you're gonna hold their hand and fucking wipe their tits, then that's what's gonna happen, man. They're gonna be, look, dude, in China right now, they're teaching man classes. You saw that, right?
They talked about it on Dan and Dakota talked about it on APP today.
That is
Yeah.
real.
It
and
is
that's
true.
what it should be.
It's weird. I'm not in the NBA right now, so it's probably a reason why.
Well, it's because you're white.
Well,
I
and
mean,
I'm
we should
6
have a
feet tall.
diversity
Yeah.
program, but
I also have
Speaking
tiny
of throwing
hands.
basketballs at players, that's what like the Chinese coaches were doing to kids at the NBA camps.
and they're great.
They were going like Mike. No, they're not good. They're not
China
good at
sucks.
basketball.
China's
at all.
bad at basketball.
Well, I mean, they're good enough, right?
Well, they have
for
Yao
China.
Ming.
Yeah,
That's it.
They find
That's all
like
they
some.
ever had.
They find like some mountain person in the West who's like
Yeah.
7'3", and they bring him
Realistically,
down.
I could probably play basketball in China. I don't
Yes.
want
you
to.
could. Starberry played there.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. And I mean, as a white man, I get to party for free. Actually, I think I get paid to party in
Dude,
China.
you know who dropped 70 the other night was Jimmer Fredette.
for the
Yeah.
Sharks.
Yeah,
He's rad.
He's making a fortune over there.
He's good for him. He's getting all of the things he deserves over there. I love that kid.
Yeah, for all the time he spent at BYU, he deserves all that Asian poontang.
For choking and soaking, dude.
Yeah.
Next up, we got VCU versus Iowa.
Versus Oregon.
On my bracket here. So I have VCU beating Oregon, and I have Iowa beating Grand Canyon. Because I don't know where that is or if
Well,
it's the
it's a
actual
for-profit.
canyon
It's a
itself.
for-profit institution in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Okay, great. So is it in the canyon itself?
Yeah, they actually play basketball on the Colorado River. They're outdoors. Yeah, there's actually no ceiling. Yeah,
I think it's also Christian.
I don't even think there's a court. I think they just kind of like put two nets on the rock.
Do they ride donkeys into the game?
It's on a plateau, yeah. So I think that's how they get up there.
Well, it's also a
Yeah.
Christian university, I'm pretty sure. So they all ride in like Jesus on Palm Sunday.
I don't mind that
riding
because
ass,
I love
yeah.
theatrics. I love theatrics.
Yeah,
but,
so I got Iowa, I got Oregon, and then I got Oregon beating Iowa. Oregon moves on to the Sweet 16 against USC.
Same, except I have Oregon versus Kansas.
It's gearing up to be a great month for sports, and by extension, a great month to make some extra money with MyBookie. With March Madness right around the corner, MyBookie's offering a shot at a share of $10,000 with the My Bracket contest, and it's only a $1 entry. Plus, there's a ton of NBA action on tap, and we've got not one, but two UFC pay-per-view cards to bet on. Regardless of your favorite player or team, you've got the choice from thousands of lines and prop bets on all major sports, and it's all in one place, MyBookie. Do yourself a favor and get a head start by signing up today with the promo code Drinkin' Bros, and they'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That's free cash, credit to your account instantly on top of your deposit. The best part is you always have access to the action, whether you're at home or on the go. Visit the website online or on your phone at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Drinkin' Bros and grab yourself a deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit.
I've
I
been
got
saying
Iowa.
all-
I have Iowa versus Kansas in this bracket.
I've been
We
saying
hate
all
Iowa.
fucking year
We
that
hate
Iowa
Iowa.
is baby dick soft.
I understand that.
They are soft. They're so soft they're going to lose to a Pac-12 team.
I am okay with that. However, the Big Ten, in my opinion, was the best fucking conference by a million miles. They beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
When you have a
Too
great
much scar
player,
tissue.
But here's the thing: when you have a great player like Garza, right? That is good for 2 games in a fucking tournament. It is every single time. I can't remember a time when a superstar lost in the first round besides maybe Trae Young.
See, I have that logic.
Kevin Durant lost in the second round.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, but
But-
he lost to Swaggy P, who's a bigger superstar.
Yeah, there you
So-
go. There you go.
Clearly.
So I've got Iowa, Kansas in this one, and then I've got Gonzaga playing Iowa to go to the Final
See,
Four.
I told you I have no consistency with my takes.
Onesies and twosies.
I have USC winning 2 games solely because they have Mobley.
So who do you have Gonzaga playing to go to the Final Four, both of you?
I got Gonzaga beating Oregon in the Elite 8 to go to the Final Four.
Oregon.
I also have Gonzaga beating Oregon.
Oof,
Yeah.
that is gross.
I like
It's-
the way Oregon matches up with Kansas. I don't like Iowa at all. And here, a part of this too is shorting the public, like Dan likes to do. A lot of people
Well-
are going to be huge fucking hard-ons for Luka Garza, and I just don't fucking buy it.
I short myself half the time as well.
Okay.
Just like the public, myself, life.
Yeah.
You know, I like to fade everything.
Man, not one prayer. I've got Gonzaga, Iowa in the West bracket, and the West is all sewn up. We'll go to the East here. Michigan versus the play-in game of MS Martin versus Tech Sith.
I'll give Michigan this game.
Yeah.
No,
I'll
I
hand
think
it
I
to
don't
them.
get so.
Same.
Yeah.
Who is Tech Sith, by the way?
Texas Southern? Yeah.
Tech Sith sounds sexier, to be honest
Does.
with you. Who's MS Mar?
Is that Tennessee Martin?
MS Mar?
MTS? Middle Tennessee State.
Middle
maybe?
Tennessee.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Middle. Yeah. Let's see.
There's no possible way to
middle,
look
like
that up.
I'm sorry, Mount St. Mary's.
Oh, shit.
St. Mary's.
There you go.
That didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There you
Actually,
go.
let me check in on that NIT
The Mount
game
St.
right
Mary's
now.
Mount St.
Mountaineers.
Mary's could beat the Tech Sith, I think. I got them in the playoff playing
Thank
game.
God they don't
a
make
good thing
you
we
pick
don't
the
have to
fucking
pick
play.
that.
No.
God damn.
Ooh,
No.
Richmond's up 1. Let's go.
Let's go. So I got Michigan obviously winning that game, and then LSU.
This
the
is
Bonnies,
this is
St.
the most
Bonaventure.
intriguing game I think of the first round.
I agree. Who do you have?
I got St. Bonaventure.
Got the Bonnies as well.
They start 4 or 5 juniors, I believe. So they're all upperclassmen.
Yep. The SEC is not used to playing basketball.
LSU has the most talent.
It was a fun little run.
You could
I don't-
argue LSU might have the most NBA talent, but they also don't play defense. So that's a problem.
Why do all of them have like weird skin conditions? And I know that's going to sound.
Oh, there's
awful,
the dude
but,
on
like,
LSU and the dude on Ole Miss both have weird.
I don't understand. Like, there's like 4 people. Did something happen there? I'm with you. I got the Bonnies in this one. I got the Bonnies versus Michigan.
Bonnies play elite defense. They're 17th ranked defense in the country.
Yep.
They don't. The only thing they do even remotely bad is they allow people to get to the line. However, LSU, they're good. But they're not great at shooting free throws. They get to the line even less than they are good at shooting free throws. Like actually, once they are at the line, and their defense is fucking awful. Awful.
They just don't play it because they're NBA guys that are just like, yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
One of Jesse's best friends, huge LSU, Brooke. You guys know Brooke. Bayou Brooke. So I watched most of this SEC tournament. LSU looked pretty goddamn impressive. I just don't see the SEC doing that well in the tournament. I've got the Bonnies in this one.
They've got dudes. Like, you're going to look at that LSU team when you make this pick. If you pick Bonaventure, then you're going to watch this game. And you're going to be like, you're going to see LSU on the floor, and you're going to be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I think I made the wrong pick.
There's a concern that
yes.
Will Wade is arrested mid-game.
Yeah. There's a big concern. What's the spread in this one? What do we got here?
Let's fucking see.
Either way, just take St. Bonaventure.
LSU's a fave, so yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
LSU's the
See that
favorite,
money line
so
if you
yeah.
like the
hit
juice.
money line St. Bonaventure. I mean, it's Bonaventure's plus 105.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's a 1.5.
That's a close, yeah.
Makes
it's a
you-
close
They're
game.
1.5 point dogs.
So that Michigan St. Bonnie's game, I took everything in my being to not take St. Bonnie's, but I took Michigan in the Sweet 16.
I have Michigan as well in the
Man,
Sweet 16.
That's
You?
it. I have Michigan in Sweet 16. I might puss out on that pick. Like, I really like
I do like St. Bonnie's.
St. Bonnie's, and without Livers, whatever the fuck.
Isaiah Livers.
I don't know, man.
They still played great again in the Big Ten tournament without him.
I mean, Hunter Dickinson deserves to be hated.
He
And
does.
and he will be.
He
Yeah.
will be, just not this year.
Yeah.
You got to give him a year because he's still kind of new. At first, you look at him, you're like, all right, Eastern Bloc, where's this guy from? And then you're like, oh, he's just a normal white guy.
Yeah.
So give him a year. He will be hated. But I think Michigan, even without Livers, can get through the first 2 rounds of this. I've got him going 3, but we'll get to that. Next up, we got Colorado versus Georgetown.
I think Georgetown blew their load. They won their national championship by winning the Big East, saved Patrick Ewing's job. And, I think they lose. I think Colorado moves on. I'm higher on the Pac-12 than, obviously, you guys.
Oof. Yeah.
This
I
is a
still
good
have
draw.
Colorado winning this
Yeah,
game. But
I have
I'm not.
Colorado. This is a good draw for Colorado. This
great.
and the 5 across the bracket from Tennessee. They both drew just soft ass 12s. It's really weird because there's only one really good fucking 12 this year. Like 12-5, I don't think is going to be the line. I think 13-4 is the bigger upset line this year than 12-5.
Yeah, and is it just me, or are you more confident in the 3 seeds than the 2 seeds?
Definitely.
I hate the 2 seeds.
I don't hate Houston, and I don't know. I like Ohio State too.
I do.
Oh, I hate the 3 seeds.
I hate Bama and I hate Houston.
Hate Houston.
I
But
don't
Houston
hate
has
Houston.
a cakewalk to the Sweet 16.
I know, and that's what bothered me. Yeah, man, I'm with you on that.
The only 2 seed I like is Ohio State,
Same.
and they got
like
a tough.
Houston.
They got a fucking tough draw. Ohio State.
That's the worst bracket of all time, and we'll get to that. So I've got Colorado, and then the next game, Florida State versus UNC Greensboro. Who you got in that one?
FSU.
Yeah, I've got Florida State as well.
And I said this earlier. I always take Florida State too far. And
Yeah.
I did it
We
again.
all do. I did too.
I took Florida State to the Elite Eight.
I have to talk myself out of doing this. Yeah, same.
So
I
all
just
right.
see those big athletic.
Yeah. Here's where we get close on this because I've got Michigan versus Florida State as well.
Yep.
And then, yeesh, man, just based on Michigan, who they are, because I don't like Florida State, and I'm with you. I always take Florida State too far. I take them too
They
far.
burn me every time,
Same.
but I just go back.
I have Michigan beating Florida State. Do you guys have Florida State in the
I have
Elite
Florida
Eight?
State beating Michigan.
I
and
fucking have
going
Florida
to the
State beating
Elite Eight.
Michigan, and it just sounds so stupid.
I know.
They were Elite 8 in 2018, Sweet 16 in 2019, and they were a 2 seed last year and didn't get to play.
Yeah.
So they've been fairly hot in the tournament.
Yeah.
As of recently.
Got the coaching advantage. You would, I guess.
I don't know.
Hamilton.
Those kids play for Juwan Howard, man, in Michigan.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, man, they love the Fab Five. They love him. I think that moment where he got tossed from that tournament game was great for them. Actually, I really do.
I just
But
can't.
was that so when he got tossed though? Was that just them riding off adrenaline and now they miss Livers? Because that was the game Livers got hurted. So
Sure.
now
Sure.
now they can't. You can't just run on cocaine forever as much as I would like.
I watched that Ohio State game, and it still almost looked like Michigan was the better team, even without Livers. And that's hard for me to say, but that 7-footer inside
But
could be the difference
That's
against.
not a problem against Florida State though.
I think it will be. And this is just me here. I've still got Michigan moving on and beating Florida State there. That's where I have Florida State out.
Okay. I mean, it were pretty similar here, though.
Yeah.
St.
Yeah.
Bonnie's, Michigan.
Yeah. Next up, we get Texas versus Abilene Christian.
Texas is going to win. Abilene Christian is going to cover.
Nah.
This is not a good matchup for Texas.
What is the spread in that
Nah.
game?
Let me check a couple things.
Why
on
would you
that.
say that out loud?
Not sweating this out. Texas.
I've never heard anyone
Hook 'em.
say Abilene Christian is going to cover a spread
Abilene Christian
in my life.
is going to cover? Abilene Christian
No.
is the best team in the country at turning people over. The number one team in the country at turning people over. Texas is in the bottom third in turnover percentage in the country.
Right.
They're going it's going to be a sloppy fucking game. These are also both
Well,
teams.
I might as well rip this up then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are also two teams from Texas, so this is going to be a bit of a big brother game for Abilene Christian. They're going to come out swinging a little harder than they would if they caught Kansas or another 3 seed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is a little bit more of it's a regional game.
Yeah.
They're going to come out fucking angry. They're going to come out ready to play. They can turn people over. They're going to cover. They're going to cover this game. Let me see what the spread is.
Speaking of turning people over, RIP to those ladies in Atlanta, by the way. That was that too soon or no?
Whatever.
I know those spots.
Oh, yeah, Radio Georgia guy. The line is 9.
9.
Yeah.
And you think they cover that?
I think they cover. I think this is going to be a really, really scary game for Dan. Dan's going to be like, come on, no.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to lose, but I do think he's going to rethink everything during this
All
game.
right, we've spent way too much time on this game.
No, we haven't.
we have.
Fucking
Whenever
telling you.
somebody says Abilene
have.
Christian is going to cover, I don't think we've spent enough time on that. That could be a fucking history show, for Christ's sakes. When's the last time Abilene Christian covered in an NCAA tournament game?
Fuck if
It's
I
the last
know.
time they were
Never.
in it.
Here's the other
NCAA
thing, by the
tournament
way.
game.
Chalk that up to never.
Yeah.
They play good defense, too. 12th best field goal
We are giving them
percentage
way
defense.
too much
Gross.
coverage.
Yes.
I think we got to
No,
proceed.
dude.
All right,
It's
man.
Texas.
Just
Texas
fucking
wins.
wait. Just
BYU.
What's the
fucking wait.
spread? What's the spread?
9.
9. I'm all in on Texas.
It's a fucking It's fucking sketchy that it's not even double digits, by the way.
No. All right, so
You should be scared of that alone.
No.
BYU versus
no.
the winner of Michigan State UCLA. We said this earlier, previewed earlier. Little
I've
teaser.
got Michigan State beating UCLA, and then I've got Michigan State beating BYU.
I got the winner of I got Michigan State, UCLA, that winner, whatever. You get both teams because obviously they don't make you pick. Beating BYU.
I will pick. It's going to be Michigan State.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree. Christmas gone from UCLA. UCLA's kind of been on a downward spiral ever since he got hurt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Michigan State, January, February. Izzo's going to win at least a game.
Ace to the Izzo is going to win a game.
He's winning one game.
No, he's going to win two. He'll win the play-in game, and then he'll beat BYU. I've got him winning 2 games.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
And then I have Texas beating Michigan State.
Same. I thought you were implying that Michigan State was going to beat Texas.
No, they're playing a game.
I actually like how feisty BYU is. I do. They've given Gonzaga a game like every fucking time. They're angry. They want to prove themselves. I think BYU wins this game against whoever they play. I got BYU.
All right.
UConn, Maryland.
Yes. I've got Maryland in this game. Who do you got?
Well, Maryland mucks it up, right? Mm-hmm. They make everything ugly, make everything dirty.
Gross.
They scare
it's
me.
a gross fucking team to watch.
They really scare me. But I am riding the James Bouknight train, Kemba candidate guy, like just Shabazz Napier. Just that kind of. He himself is gonna win 2 games.
Okay.
So I got UConn to the Sweet 16. I got them beating Maryland. Then I have them beating Alabama. So UConn to the Sweet 16.
Well, we're not far off on this here. Go ahead.
Okay, I have UConn as well. Maryland likes to like muck things up and play slow, play defense, but UConn does too. Like UConn's a slow-paced team.
Yeah.
UConn also
They play good defense, but they have a superstar in James Bouknight.
Yes, UConn also gets a ton of second chance points and shoots free throws pretty well. Maryland is fucking terrible at shooting free throws and is one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the country.
I'm also
which means they're going to lose free points and on the line, and like they're not going to have a lot of second chance points.
I'm very bitter. They
That's
just
poison.
lost the game to Penn State when they were up 20. Yeah, I kind of cashed that ticket. And yeah, no, fuck the Terps. Sorry, Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah. I've got Maryland winning, actually. I'm going to take Maryland in this game. I don't believe in UConn
And then
this year.
Do you have Iona or Alabama?
Man, I sat on this
Pitino.
one. I sat on this one like a strap-on, man. It was a while where I was just like, it was hard to go against Pitino. I don't believe in the SEC, but I still think Bama wins.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Iona probably covers. What is the spread? What do we got there in my bookie?
Iona is a 17-point dog.
Yeah, I think they cover.
I
I
think
think Iona covers that
Give me the
17.
points.
I don't like anything they do based on like the analytical shit I've seen. Like it's not like they're like, oh, like they do one thing really fucking elite, so that could be something. They don't.
It's just Pitino coaching
It's
them
just
up.
Pitino.
And then I think the coach of Alabama gets nervous because he's going against Pitino. And I think Iona covers, but I've got Bama winning.
Nady Oates ain't nervous.
And then in this bracket, I have for the Sweet 16, Michigan, Florida State, Texas, UConn, and then Florida State, Texas, with Texas going to the Final Four.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
got Maryland beating Alabama in the next round.
Well, we are all in agreement that Bama goes out in the second round then.
Yes.
But I have UConn taking
I
them
don't
down.
believe in Alabama at all. And then I've got Texas advancing, and I actually have Michigan versus Texas in my Eastern bracket.
Who you got?
Yep.
Going to the Final Four, I have Michigan.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes,
So Gonzaga, Michigan.
I mean, you
for-
are pretty intimately
Yes.
familiar with Michigan.
I am. And I was, before Livers went out, no lie, I had them winning the entire thing.
Yeah.
I did. So I think it does make a difference as far as I don't think they're going to win it all anymore. But I had them before the tourneys started and before Livers got hurt. I had Michigan winning it all. I don't anymore, but I still have Michigan going to play Gonzaga, and then I've got Gonzaga beating them. And that's where Michigan is out on that side of the brackets.
Yeah.
So who do you guys have going versus Gonzaga over there?
Texas.
Texas.
I also have Texas. I have Florida State beating Michigan.
Okay.
Although I'm like 50-50 on that. The reason I didn't like Michigan is because
It's a great game, by the way.
It's a great game.
It's a great
the
game.
one thing Florida State doesn't do well is they turn the ball over a lot on offense.
Yep.
But Michigan State is one of the worst teams in the country at turning people over. They just don't get turnovers. Otherwise, they're pretty even, and Florida State is I don't know. I just like Florida State there. Without Livers, I like Florida State. But yeah, then Florida State, Texas. That's as far as I can reasonably put Florida State. I love Texas's backcourt. I fucking love Jones and Ramey and Coleman. Like, I really do. And then, like you said, Jericho Sims.
They're fun, man. Look, they had 10 losses, and
They got him out of the way.
they're a fucking football school. It would be.
No, Texas is now a basketball school.
Yeah, right. Well, that's true. Their basketball team is better than their football team now. We'll move to the South bracket here. Baylor versus Hartford. I think we're
Fart noise.
You know, I contemplated this for several seconds.
Yeah.
I went with Baylor.
Yeah. Went with Baylor. North Carolina versus Wisconsin. That is a great game, by the way. One of my favorite games in the first round.
I think
I don't think it's gonna be
North
that good a
Carolina
game.
kind of runs them out of the gym.
I kind of think so too.
I have North Carolina winning in this.
Yeah.
However, the odd thing about Wisconsin, because they're all white, they pass a lot, they run the clock out, they play defense. It is a different style. It's like facing a pitcher with a fucking knuckleball where you're like, you see it once a year and it throws people off. So I have North Carolina winning. However, I have Wisconsin covering.
What's the over-under on Brad Davison charges that he takes?
Oof. No one loves a good charge more than
He loves to take a charge.
me. I hate fucking charges
does.
in basketball across the board. But I've got Carolina winning. What is the spread on that? What's the over-under, Bob?
Spread's pretty tight. Let's see here. I just lost it. It's North Carolina's a 1.5 point favorite. Over under is 137.5. I mean, Wisconsin plays. They're not quite Virginia bad, but they play real slow.
But, I mean, North Carolina get hot, kind of dump it in. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina's a tough team to read because you can't.
What's the over-under? I'm sorry.
137.5.
I don't like that.
That's a sketchy number. I'm not gonna.
What is that? 68?
Tell you what.
Yeah, 69-68 is what it is.
Yeah,
Man,
Ken
that's-
Palm has
that
it at
is.
68.
Man, it's funny, man. Before you said it, I had that at a 66-64 game, so you'd be right under that. I will probably stay away from that. But what's the spread?
1.5. North Carolina's a 1.5 point favorite.
I'll take that. I'll take Carolina on that. I didn't know it was that close. Jesus Christ. All right.
Rob's favorite game next.
Yeah.
Everyone's picking this.
Winthrop versus Villanova. Everyone is all in on Winthrop, so am I. Why?
There's no
Why?
Colin Gillespie on Villanova. Colin Gillespie's out for the year. Mm-hmm. He's their best player.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's the glue.
He's the glue.
He's out.
Yeah. And this is your team. So they're out in the
done.
first round to Winthrop.
No, sure aren't.
Oh, you got Villanova
No,
still
I
winning.
got Villanova. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fading the public. Public's going to be on all over Winthrop. I'm going to be on Villanova. Jay Wright wins one game, but he's smart enough to lose that second round so that the next weekend he's on TV. So he gets the W, and then he's recruiting while he's on TV.
Yeah, because he can't be on TV like a day later, I guess.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What's the spread in this? What do we got here in this Winthrop game?
This just got logged out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Winthrop's like a pick 'em.
Really?
Without Gillespie,
Because I just think everyone's hammering Winthrop right now.
Everybody. That's the sexy team. That's one of those ones that they will it into existence. That's going to happen.
Winthrop is a 6.5 point dog, 2-1 money line.
Jay Wright wins this
shit.
game by himself.
I'm all in on that.
Jay Wright actually suits up, throws the sneakers on, gets a few buckets himself. Wins
Wouldn't
the game.
surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Next up, we got Purdue versus North Texas. I got Purdue in this one.
I like Purdue.
I like Purdue. North Texas, I've seen a couple outlets making North Texas a sexy like upset pick. Buy it.
Me
They were
neither.
gross. Did you watch their fucking conference title?
No.
It was gross.
Yeah, I don't. Purdue is also top 25 in offense and D. Like they're low key. All
Purdue's
of their
good.
wins in the Big Ten were against the bad teams in the teams worse than them in the Big Ten. They didn't, other than Ohio State, they didn't really punch up. And the
Purdue-
reason they beat Ohio State is because they have a fucking ent on their team. Like they have a dude who's like literally twice as tall as EJ Liddell.
Well, I watched that game. Ohio State was up by like 15 the whole game. They came back, and then I think they did a 3 at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Like it was one of those games. But dude, that's Big Ten. I have Purdue playing Baylor on that bracket.
I do as well, and I kind of wanted to pick Purdue to beat Baylor, but I played it safe. Went with Baylor.
I have Winthrop in the Sweet 16.